This is the first time I've made a video in a long time that's just me talking. I'm making this because it's the right time. I've been wanting to make one about mental illness for a long time, but right now is the perfect time. Not really perfect, but the right time, because just recently lost a friend, and hopefully with this I can help their family and friends understand kind of like what the mindset is, how hard it is to get out of it, that kind of thing. And just in general kind of share my story so that maybe others don't feel alone or get to that point, maybe be able to pull themselves out of it. So I'm gonna share my story and go from there. First of all, I've had many diagnoses in my life. The one that we've landed on is bipolar 2 or bipolar depression, which is different than bipolar 1, which has mania, which I'm sure most people are aware of, are familiar with bipolar 1 because mainly it's just called bipolar. Before I was diagnosed with bipolar 2, I didn't know there was a bipolar 2. It's more, yes, I have the mood swings and things, but I don't have the mania. Just the severe mood swings. And I'm also having anxiety, but I feel like most people my age have anxiety. I've been to the hospital 3 times. The most recent one is because of a stupid reason. I needed medication changed because I had really bad side effects. So I couldn't get in to see anyone for at least a month because the healthcare system in America is broken, especially mental health industry. So I had to go into an inpatient hospital for 4 days just to get a change of medication. That should have been able to happen in an office setting. That is a stark difference with China. When I lived in China, if I needed to see my doctor, I would just text the secretary and I'd see her the same day. I've had suicidal thoughts and actions. I have self-harm scars that will never go away, but they do remind me how far I've come so far. When you're in that mindset, it's really hard to pull yourself out of it. And honestly, unless you want to be pulled out of it, it's not happening. Only you can do that. And that's hard for other people to understand. People can help you do it, but ultimately it's your decision. And that is hard for some people to realize. When you're in that mindset, you feel like there's no hope, there's nothing that will make it better, there's nothing that anyone can do to help you pull yourself out of it. But that's not true. Unfortunately, you don't realize that until afterwards. Hopefully there is an afterwards. When you're there, it feels like you know you need to ask for help, but you don't, because you don't want to burden someone, you don't want to inconvenience them. You may not think, oh, well, I don't know them well enough, I don't want to give them all my problems, things like that. But I guarantee you that your friends and family are not going to judge you. They're going to want to help you if they love you, which again is hard to realize when you're in that mindset, and that's the hardest thing to get yourself out of. Mental illness just doesn't care. I'm going to deal with mental illness my whole life. I know I am. It may get better, but I'll always have to have a way of managing it if I know it's coming on. Like right now, I take medicine. I don't currently see a therapist, but I have seen many therapists in my life. I probably need to get another one since I moved down here last year. But finding what works for you is hard because there's lots of medicines, there's lots of different therapists, there's different ways of therapy, there's a lot of options out there, and that can seem overwhelming. But you have to try if you want to get better, and you have to want to get better. If not for yourself, then for your family, for your friends, for your pets, so they don't have to never see you come home. Whatever gets you through, you have to do it for them. As far as picking a therapist, which is, I think, personally, the hardest thing, you have to know and speak up when it's not working. I've had, I don't even know how many therapists, over 10 in my lifetime, and I've honestly liked one. That was my most recent one, and I was really sad when I had to move because I had to not see Adam anymore. I miss him a lot. But he did give me one of the best coping mechanisms and ways to pull me out of things that I have ever been told or given, and it's very simple. I'll make a video of it. It's more of a visual representation to be able to work with it. So I'll do that in another video. But honestly, I just had to keep trying. You might have to keep trying. It's hard to say, oh yeah, this isn't working. I definitely know that. But sometimes it just needs to be said. Honestly, sometimes I just would stop going and hope they'd get the point. I'd just ghost them. Which probably isn't a good idea, but it's the only way I could be like, hey, this isn't working. My senior year of high school, 2 freshman girls committed suicide within less than a month of each other. We were just starting to come to terms with the fact that the first girl had done it, that she was gone, and then the second girl did it, and she was gone. It was awful, and I don't wish that on anyone. I hope none of you have to go through this, the pain of understanding or the pain of not understanding. If you feel like you can't talk to your friends or your family or your support system, then reach out to me. I'll be your support system. I'll help you no matter what time of day, no matter what's going on in my life, I will help you. Just message me on here, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. It is cliche, but it's true. It does get better. So, stay in it.